Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Jujutsu Kaisen. Let's see what I complained about today. No, I'm kidding. Hopefully nothing. Hopefully, I gotta stop, man. I gotta stop nitpicking every small thing in this show, man, and just enjoy. But last episode we had non-standard, where basically the fight with Hanami continued. Todo was pulling out his clap switches. That was cool. There's some good fighting in there. And then it just kind of ended. Gojo was able to break through the veil, and then he blasted Hanami to Kingdom Come. He might have gotten out of there, might not have. We don't really know. He also dispatched with the coat rack guy who was annoying. And then there was another annoying guy who was really only there to say he's annoying to Utahime, Nobara, and Mai. And then he left. And then I guess at the end they showed Mahito was doing something else during the fight. So I guess it was just a big distraction thing. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, was there anything else? I don't know. Did I get the Kyoto teacher's name right, by the way? Utahime, I think that's her name. So I'm trying to get better about that because, I just like her. I just think she's interesting, So I guess that's it. Anyway, like always, the reaction is in the description and the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. Here we go. Yeah, they're out of ideas because the Juju Stroll was the episode. They were just playing baseball. My God, why was that the best episode of this show? It's like, you know what? These characters aren't really a problem when it's just like a slice of life. I remember there's a clip of the Trash Taste Podcast, the world's shittiest anime podcast. It's just a joke, but I think it was when Emirichu was on the podcast and they were talking about it, and she couldn't really get into Jujutsu Kaisen as much, and it's just like, you know what? I'm with her now. I would rather have a slice of life anime with all of these characters, Like, they're all fun, I love that everybody hates Todo. Just everyone. Mai's hatred of Todo supersedes her hatred of her sister that she has had for like a decade, Like, that's impressive. She hates Todo so much that she will compliment the throw that Maki did. That's amazing. Like, I didn't know the great thing in unifying our world was hating Todo. But let's go. I wanted more of that. Like, how long was that section? It was not entirely very long. Maybe like 10 minutes. I wish that was more of the episode, man. Like, don't cut back to Mahito on his stupid beach with his stupid and the guy in his stupid shirt and their stupid curses and the stupid dude with a hand sword thing. I hate it. I hate all of it. It really is that. It's like all the complaints I have about these characters, like our main heroes, it's honestly because of like the context of the, and it hasn't been a lot about our heroes, but it's basically like about the context. I forgot the word for a second. I just said it too. The context of fighting the villains. Because none of the villains, with the exception of Hanami, none of the villains are interesting, And Mahito is just actively annoying. And I just want him to get his ass kicked. And I want the dude who clearly used to be in Jutsu High, I want him to get his face caved in. I hate him. They're just so uninteresting, Jogo is like okay, and Hanami is pretty good, but Mahito, horrible, horrible character. But anyway. But the rest of this, God, like, our heroes are so good. We get more of Kugisaki, we get more of Fushiguro, my boy, you know? I'm so glad just hearing him say, it's like, oh, I will surpass you. Now, granted, I've heard that before. I've heard that from Vegeta. I've heard that from Kaiba. Guess what? It didn't happen, you know? This is like one of my greatest fears with this show, is that Fushiguro is going to be left behind in favor of characters I don't care about, you know? Like, seeing the relationship between Itadori and Todo terrified me, because I thought, oh my god, they're going to focus on Todo now with Itadori, and not the two vastly more interesting characters being Fushiguro and Kugisaki, you know? The good news, I don't think they're quite doing that with Fushiguro, at least. Like, with Fushiguro, there's three things. There are three reasons. There's him just keeping up. Him saying that he's going to surpass Itadori. And then there's the second reason is now that the battle is over, the brother boner is gone, and thank goodness for that. That, you know, when it's like, oh, but we've been friends since we were in middle school. It's like, we didn't go to middle school. It's like, we didn't go to middle school together. It's like, I'm so glad that Itadori, like, now that the high is over, he's like, yeah, I don't know, Todo's kind of weird, you know, but I mean, it's like, I'll fight with him, but he's kind of weird. And it's like, oh, thank God. Thank you for that. And then the third thing that keeps me hopeful about this is Sukuna himself being interested in Fushiguro. That's like the main thing that keeps me going, like, thank goodness, you know? But at the same time, while I'm still hopeful that Fushiguro will, you know, stay a very relevant character in this show, I'm seeing the writing on the wall about Kugisaki. Like, they're going to need to do something big with her, because I feel like she's getting left behind, and I hate that. I actually hate that, because she's so interesting. They're a trio. It needs to be an actual trio of the three of them. Like, they need to be... But I've seen this before, you know? You know, we talk about Fushiguro in terms of, like, Vegeta or Kaiba, like, oh, I'll surpass you, and then that just doesn't happen. Now, granted, those two characters are very important in those shows, in both Dragon Ball and Yu-Gi-Oh! But still, you know, for Kugisaki, I'm getting Ida vibes. I'm getting My Hero Academia, where it's like, look how important Ida is. And then after the Hero Killer arc, Ida was thrown away and never brought back in My Hero Academia. And it's one of the biggest sins of My Hero Academia is tossing Ida aside, you know? It's like, it's honestly one of the biggest flaws in My Hero is tossing away a great character like Ida in favor of Todoroki, who, Todoroki, not that interesting. Endeavor is interesting, and it makes Todoroki more interesting by proxy, you know? But they just discarded Ida, and I am so terrified that that's going to happen to Kugisaki, you know? It's like, well, you know, we have our original characters from the beginning of the show, but we got to toss them all aside, and it's just Itadori and, you know, and here's Todo. Don't you like Todo now? Frankly, no, I don't, so. I did it again. Whatever. But the baseball was fun. Baseball was nice. It does kind of suck that Kugisaki was the one who got... she hit a home run. She should be amazing at baseball. Her whole thing is hitting things, you know? And she is amazing at baseball. But she didn't get that home run because Momo can fly. But Itadori is so good that even though she can fly, he made a home run. Because Itadori's just that gosh darn amazing. I don't know what it is about this show. It's like I feel like, I don't know, I've seen The Matrix. I understand how it works now. It's like I see literally every shonen trope in this show, and it's only this show for some reason. I don't know why. Everyone saw that in Demon Slayer. I mean, I see it in Demon Slayer. It doesn't bother me in Demon Slayer, though. I don't know why. I love that Mechamaru is a pitcher, because that's literally all he can do right now. He has his body's like, it's probably his main body's probably being repaired right now. So they just have him possess a freaking pitching machine. That was funny. I like that. I'm gonna have to go back when I watch this in the edit. I'm gonna have to go back and I'm gonna have to read all of the things they said. It's like Itadori likes whatever that ramen is, and it's like, oh, I poop really well after that. And it's like, it's great. Is that actually? I have to believe that that's actually what occurs in Japanese baseball. Like on broadcasts, is that they show. I don't know. I don't know if this is a Japanese baseball thing or a baseball thing. I don't know. I don't watch baseball. But I love. It's like it pops up like, I guess, their record, their name, and then it gives a short little quote, basically. That's really funny. I like that. I like with Mai, it's just like, she hated mangoes, but she got over it recently. Like, that's it. Ugh. So that's really funny. I like that. And I'm glad that the event was decided. Again, it was sort of the My Hero thing of like, oh, we have this like interesting, school thing that's happening. Well, better just, cast that aside in favor of, our light hair, our teal-haired villain coming in, even though Mahito wasn't really in that fight. So, but yeah, but I like that it was settled, and I love that Gojo was like, yeah, we'll just do baseball, which implies they both put in individual battles, and Gojo took that out and put in baseball instead, Like, Gojo wouldn't leave that to chance. He specifically only had baseball in there. I love it. I that's really good. I like that. Again, I still really like Utahime, too. I don't know what it is about her. There's just something about Utahime that's just funny. Like, when Momo starts running, he's like, no, if you don't know the game, get off the court, Like, I don't know, there's just something about it that's funny. So, I love when the one dude, the injured Klansman, it's just what I'm going to call him, even though it sounds awful. The injured Klansman is like, he's talking to Itadori, and he's having flashbacks of his mother and stuff, and so he misses all three of those and gets struck out. That was funny. That was really funny. I enjoyed that. Man, so I don't know what it is, but this episode was really good. I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed the baseball game. Oh my god, I really hope. Apparently something's happening on Halloween in Shibuya. I have heard that I think, like, the big arc of Season 2 is called the Shibuya Incident. I don't know what's going to happen, but apparently that's when everything goes crazy in this show. So, I will judge it very harshly, and we'll see if my opinions on Jujutsu Kaisen change. I like the idea that it's on Halloween, though. Like, that's pretty cool. You don't really see Halloween too often in anime, so I like that. I like the idea of... I mean, I don't know if there's going to be, like... if it's really going to be Halloween themed or not. I don't know. The Cowboy Bebop movie was... I really enjoyed that about that movie, is that, it was basically just a really long episode of Cowboy Bebop, and that's great. But I did love the aesthetic of Halloween in that movie. So I hope that is in this, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting my hopes up because they said October the 31st, I don't know. I've probably talked long enough about this. What else is new? Alex complains about Jujutsu Kaisen, but I really enjoyed the baseball game, so hopefully this continues. We got 3 more episodes left this season before we move on, and I guess after that we're gonna do the movie, the Jujutsu Kaisen 0 movie, which I think, from what I hear, is something of a prequel. I don't know. I guess I'll find out when I watch it. But that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Jujutsu Kaisen reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.